I guess I'm not sure what I want to ask. I've been going through a period for about a year of pretty severe anxiety, a lot of phobias, and then September 11th happened, and it just was like a big plunge, and so I've been dealing with that and getting better.
Does it feel like it is possible to you that on some level you were anticipating the greater event? Or does the greater event just seem to be amplifying the anxieties that you were already feeling? Do you think your anxiety is about your life or about life in general?
Both. Very strongly both. I mean...
What is your greatest anxiety? Bring it out into the open and let's soothe it.
It's more the feeling that I'm never going to get it. Like, look at the world. How can that possibly be? That it's all well-being. I'm just fooling myself.
Well, let's look at the world. What percentage of not well-being took place in the Denver area today? Take a guess. We're talking about how many people had traffic accidents and how many people didn't. What's the ratio?
Pretty small.
How many people are thriving in their physical body and how many people experience trauma? What's the ratio? In other words, let's look broader. This is an extraordinary environment that continues to survive in amazing balance, eon after eon. In other words, do you have any sense of the proportion of well-being? So what's happened to you is you have been oriented by worried folks to find troubling things and focus upon them in an effort to fix them. And you got your vibration a little skewed. In other words, we understand that there are bad things that happen, but we will never agree with you that they are dominant. We will never agree with you that they are greater than a fraction of a percentage. In other words, the well-being is huge in proportion. So the bigger question is, what's got you so focused upon the troubling things? It would be like going to a buffet where there are 100 things you love to eat and one thing you would never eat, and you want to talk to us about the thing you don't want to eat.
Right.
And we say, why are we talking about that when there's all this other good stuff to eat? And you say, I don't know, I'm just drawn to talking about it. I would just feel better if it weren't there. Can't we get rid of it in some way? And we say, why not just leave it alone and focus upon any one of the other 100 things that are delicious for you that you would really enjoy? And you say, I don't know, it's just my habit. My mother worried about that thing, and my neighbors worry about it, and so many people worry about it, and I get these newsletters where they worry about it, and so it just seemed appropriate that I worry about it. And we say, but what about all the other good things? And you say, well, intellectually, I acknowledge that there are more good things, but I'm tied into this not good thing, which gives me extreme anxiety, and I don't know why. And we say, you've just been practicing it. It's just a proclivity. You got started somewhere when somebody vacuumed up a spider, and you haven't been practicing otherwise, but you can today. In other words, you can start right today by reaching for some virtual realities, and you can show yourself, hey, I can feel anxiety, and yeah, for now that comes more easily, but I can, with a little bit of effort, far less effort than you think, I can find a virtual reality that feels good and give myself a moment of relief, and more importantly, give myself the knowledge that I can do that instead of that if I want to. You see, some would say your world is about economics. Now, we don't agree with that, although much of your world seems to be driven by economics. And those who want to sell you something want to activate within you a need for what they're selling. That is a big part of the reason that so many of you feel anxiety, because they're getting very good at promoting things in ways to activate your anxiety. And so what's happened is you, like so many others, have become someone who easily acquiesces to the vibration that they want you to vibrate rather than choosing your own. And we say, actually, these are Esther's words, she's been saying it a lot lately, I can damn well choose my own vibration. I can 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 choose my own vibration. I do not have to leave the vibration within me that I picked up along my physical trail. I don't have to carry the vibration of my mother or of a worrisome friend. I don't have to carry the vibration that the television is hammering at me or that the government is hammering at me for whatever reason. In other words, when somebody wants you to do something, you always have to stop and ask yourself, why do they want me to do this? In other words, what's in it for them? And when you begin to look at things in that way, you begin to understand that you get to choose your own vibration. You're very good at it. And so the reason that you're feeling anxiety is because every fiber of your being wants to feel joy, wants to know the well-being that is your source. And when you fixate on things that don't allow it, you sort of go berserk on some level of your being. And we're glad. That means your guidance system is working. Your anxiety is not because the world is in trouble. Your anxiety is not because you're in trouble. Your anxiety is because you're choosing a thought that doesn't match your desire. That's all. In other words, it's not because some big bad thing is going to happen. You're in no way near a vibrational proximity to anything like that. You're just someone who deserves and intends to be so in harmony with Source, and when you're not, you can't stand it. That's why you've got anxiety. So just practice, 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 practice. Esther said one day she took 10 years of piano lessons and did all of her practicing at the lesson. And her piano teacher was very loving. They really liked each other, and that's why her piano teacher allowed it. And Esther got pretty good. In other words, once a week, half an hour, you can get quite a bit done. And sometimes we think that you all do most of your practicing at the lesson. In other words, and we want you to put your own hands on the keyboard. In other words, we want you to show yourself that you can feel good by conjuring your own thought. And once you've done that for a few days, you'll be free. You'll be free of all anxiety. Because we can feel that you believe us. We can feel that you believe that well-being abounds. We can feel that you believe that you have the ability to conjure a vibration. And we can feel that you understand the art of allowing. In other words, we think everything's intellectually lined up for you. We just don't think you've practiced it enough that you feel confident to go out and play a serenade for someone. Right. Yes.
I don't feel confident. Like you say, your emotions are your guideposts. And when I feel anxious, I don't know if that's just the anxiety or if that's my intuition trying to tell me something. Or...
Well, what it always is, negative emotion, whether you call it blame or guilt or anxiety or fear, it doesn't matter what you call it, negative emotion always means the same thing. You are focused on something that doesn't match your desire. Sometimes a person will say, I am too sensitive. And we say, it's like someone saying, my hands are really sensitive, and it's painful for me to put them on the hot stove. And we say, we don't think sensitivity is your problem. We think your problem is you've got your hands on the stove. You see. And so, bless that anxiety. That is sensors. In other words, that's a very good sign. What it's saying is, don't think this thought. This thought doesn't line up. It's saying, you would do well to deactivate this thought. You do not have to face reality. Some of reality is painful. Don't go to the painful parts of reality. And as you show yourself that you can feel good by pointing over there, and that you feel bad by pointing over there, and that you can point over there, then more and more you point over there, and anxiety goes away. Your anxiety is not warning you of something to come. Your anxiety is alerting you to a vibration that's happening now. You have power now. So just think about your hand on the stove and just laugh about it and say, I can take my hand off the stove. And as you practice this just a little bit, you'll feel your confidence come. Because from what we feel from you, you are good at directing thought. You have a very clear mind. You're good with words. You can focus easily. You concentrate easily. And that's all that we're talking about here. Just choosing the ones that feel good instead of accepting anything that anybody wants to dump on you. You see? Yes. Sometimes as we talk about the art of allowing, people think that what we mean is looking at horrible things and saying that's okay. We don't mean that at all. Art of allowing is getting good at not looking at horrible things. Art of allowing is getting so good at choosing thoughts that feel good that you allow source energy that is natural to you to flow to you. And every one of you would be doing that if somebody hadn't vacuumed up spiders when you were little. Every one of you would right now be allowing your well-being in a very full function if you hadn't learned your behavior from somebody else who had somehow come to believe that there were bad things out there that you have to protect yourselves from. It is our promise to you that there is nothing that you need to protect yourself from. It is our promise to you that there is nothing that you can protect yourself from. You cannot get armies big enough. You cannot get your watchdogs in enough places to protect you. And every effort you make holds you in a vibrational pattern that will not allow the well-being that you deserve and want that is your natural legacy. You cannot get a big enough army. You cannot get a big enough jail. You cannot get enough restraint. You cannot stop that which you are a vibrational match to. But you can practice a vibration that allows the well-being that is your natural birthright and legacy. We are eager to visit with you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing that is off limits. Every question is inspired from some level of your experience, and we are delighted to address it. It is our desire to assist you in recognizing your own well-being, and we will guide you in every way we can to a vibration that allows the well-being that you are asking for. Together, in this collective conference of physical and non-physical energies, we will focus upon your desires and amplify them, which is not necessary for the achievement of them. In the amplification of your desire, where we are all focused similarly, we will be one very strong horse. The question is, how much in alignment will we be able to achieve with the other horse? Sometimes you think that just goosing up your desire is all that is necessary. If I can just speak it more clearly, if I can just know it more strongly, if I can just want it harder. And we say, you want it enough. You have enough desire going on within you for 20 or 30 lifetimes. That's not where your work is. Your work is in getting into vibrational harmony with the well-being that is natural to you. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is an extremely satisfying experience to see you on the leading edge with the balance of your well-being so predominantly exhibited through the thriving that is you. We know that this is a gathering of fine-tuning, and we found fine-tuning here today. Be easy about all of this. We would like to say to you that we make too much of all of this. Well-being is your legacy. Just find ways to feel good and let your natural well-being be. And it is our promise to you that your well-being will unfold in the specific way that you have carved through the details that you have identified as your personal desires. Your personal preferences have been duly noted. You are the creator of your own experience. Now it's time for you to be the allower of that which you have created. There is great love here for you. We are complete.